right, welcome back. I'm chasing threads on the engine block. Not much to that. I'm just going around and chasing all the threads, the head side and then the oil pan side, the main bearings. I'm going to get all those chased. And after I get done with that, we'll take a look around the car. Yeah, so I'm chasing the oil pan nuts, which are quarter 20 on a small block Chevy. I just wanted to state, whatever you see me do on this engine, this is the way that I'm going to do it, not the way it should be done. So take that with a grain of salt. I might do something that you think is wrong, but this is just the way that I'm going to rebuild this engine, and it's not a how-to video. But what I'm doing on this is I'm going to go through and chase all of the threads, just so I know they all work. I've got this rag in here not to keep the engine clean, but to keep from dropping the tool into the main bearing areas or the cylinders. It's like anytime you work on something, you know, kitchen sink, and you know, or anything you do, and there's always a possibility of dropping stuff. So I'm just going to just kind of keep stuff like that, just to keep it from dropping in. But yeah, so that's the technique I'm using. I'm just chasing it down with a bottom tap. These oil pan are in a blind, so there is no oil cavity or water jacket area. So I won't just exactly what I was just showing you. You know, it's just so easy to drop something, but I'm just cleaning the threads each time, putting a little bit of WD-40 on it, and chasing the threads, chasing them all out. And one thing that I probably will do, like I said, this is just the way that I want to do it. Doesn't mean you have to do it. I'm going to take on the these main bearing threads, like this one here. Let's see. Yeah, this one runs into the oiling cavity. So what I'm going to do is, because I'm chasing them and I'm using some oil to chase them, I'm thinking that on the head side, I'm going to use brake clean and clean those threads out, because all of the threads go into the water jacket. And my feeling is that I want to have the threads clean, but I don't want any oil on the threads, because I'm going to use a thread, thread sealant. This Permatex thread sealant. So I just know with the line of work that I do that clean threads and with the threads being clean, the sealant is going to make a better seal. Not saying that that's the way you need to do it. I'm just saying that's the warm and fuzzy I'm going to get doing it that way. Well, I finished up chasing all the threads on the block. So I've got some issues, not with the threads, but with the warm and fuzzy. This here could be an oil pressure sensor here. This one here goes into the same passage. It typically has a plug in it right here because your heads are going to set over it. But I chased both of them and they were, oh gosh, don't have them in front of me. So yeah, this one is 3/8 24 and this one is a 7/16 20. But like I said, when I chased them and I was pulling the tap out, there's debris on the ends of them. And this goes into my oil passages. So obviously that's kind of a good idea to chase the threads because you want to get the gunk that's on or in the threads off. And somehow when you clean the engine, that stuff needs to be out of there. Yeah, I was told like little paper towel. You don't want to clean your engine with a paper towel because that's fine little hairs or whatever comes off of the paper towel can cause you to spin bearings. So anyway, that's kind of like, yeah, what do you do? But try to do what you can. Try to clean it the best way you can. And I guess that's what I'm kind of getting at is, you know, the whole engine block. I chased all the threads. It didn't matter anything that had a thread pitch on it. I chased it. And I kind of got an idea that all of them are all the threads are good. I mean, this is 7/16 14. And every single one goes into the water jacket, all of them. And then this was I've got one here that goes into the water jacket, this bottom one here. So I've got to be cautious of that one, get some thread sealant on that. And then here's another oil passage here, and that one was 3/8 24. Yeah, this one was a 3/8 24 too. So this goes into the oil passage. So you could either have an oil sensor on the front there, or here in the back. But yeah, these were 7/16. The main bearings were 7/16 14. And then, you know, your engine mounts, your motor mounts were 3/8 16. Your timing chain cover was 1/4 20. And your oil pan is 1/4 20. And I do believe, yeah, these were, I don't know what, this is an accessory type thing, whatever, 3/8 16. And this right here, I think you might be able to see it. this, where your fuel pump, so if you're taking your full fuel pump off and you're wanting to put your other fuel pump in, you want to be able to stick a bolt in here to keep the push rod from coming out. This was really gunked up. So here you are. If you don't chase the threads and properly clean the engine block, that stuff is going to be inside the engine once you start it up, and it was chunky. So that's just something to be cognizant of.
Yep, this is the ladder bar back in. Welded up in place. And the other side is right there, ready to be prepped for painting.
Well, I thought I'd have a little fun and mock things up. Some of you might not have seen the setup yet. Well, I've never actually had the heads or the engine, but I never filmed it, so this is the first time that I've had the heads, the valve covers, and the manifold, and the air intake, which is a fuel air mixing chamber from a C-130 jet engine. So yeah, and it's made out of Inconel. It's a super alloy that they use in you know, airline industry engines, a lot of different places that need something that can withstand a lot of heat and no corrosion, and it won't distort. So these I've mentioned before. They are they were made in 1987 by B&M. They made a high. This is a high-tech, H-I-T-E-K, and there's no emblem on there, B&M emblem. Now they made it a shorter version that has the B&M logo on there, but you can see that you can pull the lids off of these fellas, which will be awesome to be making any adjustments. You can leave these fellas on, but they're rare. I mean, I don't know how rare you want to say. I think there's a few people, once they get them, they don't want to turn loose of them. And that's exactly what, the way I feel about them is that they are, you know, old. They were never used. So they were purchased back in '87. Crazy, huh? Purchased them back in '87 and never used them. Pretty wild, and then pretty awesome to be able to purchase something like that that was never used. And it's, I don't know, somebody's going to have to figure out. I'm not good at ciphering, but it's quite a few years ago. Now these heads here are the same type of setup. These were purchased in 1995. Never used. They are, you can see they have the little A emblem right here. These are AFR heads. So I feel pretty fortunate to be able to get a set of AFR heads that were purchased back in 1995 and never used. Wild. But like I said, awesome for me. And this is a set that's ported. It's 210 runners and 72 cc combustion chamber. So these are big breathers. Feel pretty fortunate to get a hold of these guys. I've got my old carburetor set up on here. I'm going to be running throttle bodies up here. And this is a Whelen high-rise, which is old school. And that's what's kind of fun, is being able to keep some older version stuff on here. And yeah, I'm going to be running the fancy new throttle bodies, throwing it out the window there. But I think that setup is pretty cool. And you can imagine where this is going to be oriented to my windshield. You can imagine that, yeah, maybe something like that. So I'm going to have to look around the air intake, because it's going to be in my vision. But can't get any cooler than that. But yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Just do a little mock up, a little fun, have a little fun. Now all those holes won't be an issue because I'm going to have a filter down inside the velocity stacks. Pretty awesome. Look at that. It don't get any cooler than that, man. I'm just telling you. So we're on our way, fellas. We're finally at a point to where I'm going to rebuild this engine and get it running. Been a long time. I've been doing this for probably 6 years now on YouTube, and trying to fit this in with having a family and having a job and having grandkids. It's pretty difficult, but bear with me. I'm going to keep going and I'm going to finish it. So appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you back here hopefully next week if things work out. All right, we'll see you soon.